Hi, it's Auntie Crystal here, and today I'm going to do the ethnicity tag. So if you want to find out where I'm from, where I live, go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so the first question is, where are you from? So I am from the United States. I am indigenous to this country. I am actually from Alaska and from the state of Washington. So I'm Athabascan and Yupik from Alaska, which is located on the lower Yukon from the village of Holy Cross. And that's my maternal side of the family. My paternal side of the family is from Colville, the Confederate Tribes of Colville up in Washington. The second question is, when was the last time you visited your country? Well, I'm here. So the last time I visited back home up in Alaska, because that's the family I grew up with, I've been to Alaska. It's been a few years. I usually go into Anchorage. Anchorage is the largest, I believe the largest city in Alaska, and contrary to popular belief, it is not the capital. So if you know the capital, let me know down below and I'll see if you're right. And but to go to our village that we're from, it's so remote. Many of the villages up in Alaska, you have to either go in by airplane. You could go by boat or barge, but it would take forever. But there's no roads in and out like there is down here in the States or maybe other places in the world. So it's very remote. Usually I'd have to take an airplane from the Portland, Oregon airport, go up to SeaTac out in Washington, the Seattle-Tacoma airport, take that over to Anchorage airport, and then take an airplane from there, go to Bethel, and then from Bethel we go to Holy Cross. So it's really sad to say, last time I was there I was 11. So just way too long. So when I was 11, I went up and we visited my grandma and my appa, that means grandpa, in the village. And I also had some cousins that lived there and other kind of extended family, but my auntie and uncle. And we got to go to fish camp because it was summertime. So what that is, if for those of you not from Alaska. So what fish camp is every summer, away from the village, you would go to your family's fish camp. So we loaded our boat, our skiff, and with the necessities, things like food, your clothing, probably toilet paper, soap. What else do we need? Tools or something. I don't know. I didn't do the packing. So anyway, so it seemed like forever riding the skiff to fish camp, but there's no electricity there. And so we stayed in cabins, and it's my family's established fish camp where they reside in the summer to do subsistence fishing, or in the summer to catch the king salmon. So there is also 2 cabins and an outhouse, a real outhouse, and there's like I want to call it a cutting station. I don't think it's a cutting station. A cutting shack? No. Cutting place of shelter. There's a big table. It's covered, and that's where you take the king salmon and you prepare it to be cut into, however you're going to smoke it, and then the smokehouse. So I got a story for you. Me and my cousins, I'm the oldest cousin, we were playing just as kids do, and they had kind of the guts bucket where the stuff that you're not going to eat, and so we were just hanging out, and there's the fish heads, and then there's the heart, and the heart was still beating, and me and my cousins are like, yeah, let's make the fish come alive. And then so we grabbed the beating fish heart, we took the fish head, and we kind of tried to stick it together and watch for it to come alive. Of course, that didn't happen. So anyway, good times. Okay, the third question is what part of the country are you and your family from? I can only assume this means where we reside. So both me and my husband work for the Confederate Tribes of Grand Ronde, and that is located in Oregon, which is on the western side of the United States. And I've lived here since 1997. And since I'm not up in Alaska or over in Washington, I've always, had this goal in mind, which is if I'm not going to work for my tribe, then I want to work for another tribe. So just, being a positive part of, Indian country. I get mistaken for being of some other ethnicity or tribe sometimes. This one time at a powwow, I was over at, Oregon. I was at a powwow in Washington. And it was fairly large, and so my daughter was really little at the time, and she had to go potty, so I took her to the bathroom, and we were walking back. Anyway, these guys, I don't know, the one that talked, he was in regalia, and he's like, hey, you, come here. I was like, okay, I don't know this guy, whatever, and so he was really friendly. I mean, he meant well. He just like, hey, are you Navajo? Like, no. And then, I look and I realize, oh, I have my, turquoise earrings, turquoise necklace, rings, bracelet. And yeah, so I was like, no. And he goes, well, I saw your turquoise and I just thought, you were Navajo and, just trying to, get to know or anybody else that's Navajo. So I was like, nope, sorry, I'm from Alaska and Washington. So just kind of went on a merry way and left. So yeah. Name one ethnic food I enjoy the most. So I guess in Indian country we just say traditional food. There's so many. Okay, I really, really, really like fish strips, and for those who don't know what fish strips are, they are king salmon, like I was talking about earlier. They're, long strips cut up, and then they get hung up in the smokehouse, and they dry for the winter. Name one household item that best represents my culture. Okay, so that's hard. One thing. So what I'll do is I'll show you a picture, and it's me in my Gus buck, and that's the red. It's similar to, so it's like a cloth parka. They're handmade, and my mucklucks, and they are made out of animal hide, and they're beaded, and they are a hard sole muckluck. And then my dance fans, which the middle is woven and the outer hair that you see is caribou. And then on top of my head is like a headdress, and it's wolf. Anyway, and so I would say that probably represents my culture the best. So the last question is, do you speak your language? So I do. I'm a teacher, and yes, I do. Okay, you want more? All right. So yes, I do. It's part of my job. It's something that I'm very passionate about. So I teach and speak the Chinook language, Chinookwawa, which is the official language of the community that I live in and for the tribes that I work for. And so the territory where it was used is from the lower part of Oregon all the way up through Oregon to Washington, up into Canada, and even as far as southeast Alaska. So those languages, for example, there's so many different languages, and so you needed a common language to do trading, courting, because some tribes you didn't marry the somebody within your own tribe. That was taboo, and so you needed a language to speak when you want to woo somebody, or somebody, you know, some man wants to, I don't know. But anyway, so it was used for courting a lot. So it was pretty common to have 3 languages spoken in a house. You know, the first tongue, the first language of the wife, first language of the husband, and then they would speak Chinagwawa, and then so a child would know, you know, up to 3 languages at least. So anyhow, but that's so yes and no. I know a few words in Yupik, which would be Goyana, and that is thank you. Appa, those are the ones we use all the time. Appa means grandpa. That's what I call my dad when I'm talking, you know, to Raven. You're Appa. And although my mom has got the name on grandma, which is in Chinagwawa, which is Chicha, and when my daughter was young, she would call her Chicha Grandma Eleanor. She couldn't say Eleanor. Chicha Grandma Eleanor. So we still call her that today. So Chicha Grandma Eleanor and Appa. So then a few other like Jamai, Janajit. See if I'm remembering this right. Gingumkin. So yeah, I would really, really, really like to learn Yupik. So thank you for watching, and if you want to see me on my other social media sites, I just added LinkedIn. I love Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest. Facebook page. What can I remember? Instagram, YouTube. Okay, there's a lot. All right. Well, take care. Goyana, hayumasi.